Hey guys, how's it going? Tonight we're going to do things a little bit different. I want to call this episode the Jaded Audiophile. Um, a lot of conversations I've had with friends and, you know, even stuff online, things I'm seeing. And a lot of times it's like, what are we doing here? You know, everybody should have their own opinion, their own taste. How their system should sound should be solely upon them. You know, I think all the other YouTubers, they do an awesome job and they do help navigate the waters because, again, you can't go into a dealership nowadays if you can find one. And if you can find one that's not 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 or 100 miles away from where you live, you're stuck buying things on Amazon or whoever's got a 30-day money back if you don't like the stuff. But, you know, going into a store without an appointment, without any kind of intimidation factor. I mean, I don't know the age group of a lot of my viewers, but I'm 51. And back in the 80s, early 90s even, you could go into a dealership, any stereo dealership, reputable ones preferably, and you go in there, you buy a $20 turntable cartridge, or you buy some blank tapes, cassettes and things like that. Or you buy a simple cheap CD player made by Philips or JVC or whatever. And these guys, didn't matter if it was a $20 sale, a $200 sale, or a $2,000 sale, they would more than gladly let you hear the good stuff, and they were smart about how they did their setups, right? They weren't going to tear things down for individual customers, because at the same time, a lot of these reputable places did the same thing. You took everything home, you tried it at home, if it sounded good in your setup and you liked it, great. If not, you returned it, you dealt with the same store, you got something else. You can still do that nowadays, right? But a lot of these dealers, it's not like the good old days. You walk into a dealership and you're very intimidated with all this high-end stuff that's out there, and you're thinking, well, I just want a simple, budget DAC, budget amplifier, that kind of thing. So where the jaded part comes in tonight, it's, my system has been in a constant flux for at least the last 6 months easily, right? My Bose 901s, they're back up and running again. The KEF journey is over. I'm going to say that right now. I know I had a big hard-on for the LS50 Metas, and I still do. They're a great speaker. I'm very grateful for, Ron lending me them for a month, right? And at $1,500 a pair, I can't afford it right now, Another thing that happened, without getting too personal, lost my job in February, was out of work for about a month. Now I'm working again, and that 1 month that I wasn't working, we've been renovating our kitchen, and we were actually renovating the kitchen while I was not working, because you got to do something in between sending resumes out, because my experience has been the job is never going to come to you. You got to go to it. So anyways, so that month off, I started thinking about a lot of my rig's still not paid off, right? A lot of it is, right? I was this close to selling everything, including my beloved PS Audio DAC, and it didn't get down to that, thank God, right? Everybody got their, what I call the Joe Biden check. I know that the stimulus check, everybody got that. I didn't go out and buy some high-tech goodie. I paid my mortgage with it, right? And, and I started thinking, I said, so I've got this kick-ass tube amplifier. I've got a kick-ass tube preamplifier. Again, getting back to the jaded audiophile here. what do I have left in my stereo? Let's call it that. Well, my stereo rig needs a pair of speakers. You know, the 901s, as good as they are, they're nowhere near the level of the KEF LS50 Metas. The Triangle Bro 3s, they were another amazing pair of speakers. That will, you know, that was another thing that I got to thank Ron for, is he lent me those, you know, for pretty much a month, and he also lent me the KEF, not KEF, sorry, ELAC. What were the Unified 2.0s or whatever, the secret speakers from last September. And those speakers, and I might have mentioned this in a previous video, they sounded like a turd on a stick out front in my same spot where I put all my other speakers, using Ron's Lots method and also the rule of thirds. You know, and Paul McGowan's book does mention, you know, all the speaker setup stuff, which is, you know, really good stuff, but, you know, enough. So, Triangle Bro 3s, they sounded incredible. The KEF LS50 Metas even more incredible. My 901s, I've pretty much got them dialed in as much as I can in this room. You know, they'll do for now. So the KEF journey, as I said, is over. I've given up on the 104.2s and the 105.3s. Every time I get them working, something goes wrong down the line. So I'm basically scrapping all the cabinets except the red pair of 105.3s. I'm keeping those because, again, they make great subwoofers. What I am going to be working on, though, is a pair of open baffle speakers, which I've never done before. You know, I've done homebrew speakers, you know, since I was a kid, right? This is my first attempt at open baffle. Now, I'm not Danny Ritchie, you know, I'm not, Clayton Shaw, you know, or Siegfried Linkwitz. I don't even hold a candle to any of those guys, right? I just want to try it for myself. You know, I've watched the 4-part series that Danny did. I watched the interview with Clayton and Ron. And will it be successful or not? I have no fucking clue, guys. I don't know what the fuck I'm getting into. All I know is I'm sticking a bunch of speakers on a really nice, beautiful slab of plywood that we had left over from an office project my son and I did. And that's the other reason why you haven't seen me do any videos in the last month or so, is we've been really, really busy around this house. We're doing a kitchen renovation next door over here. My son's Camaro, him and I ripped that thing out last week. The engine's over at the machine shop. It's a 2016 Camaro, LT1 motor, all aluminum, 6.2 liter motor. It was a son of a bitch to get out, but we did it. I broke the tranny mount. That was $300. I owe my son that. He broke one of the valve covers. That's $200. That's his own thing. And then when he said to me, "Dad, you owe me $300," I said, "Yeah, I know I do." And who bent the valve? Oh, okay. Which is going to bring me into another topic. My son's going to do a little YouTube channel about his car and stuff like that. So, you know, don't be surprised if you see my head pop in there every now and then. And I'm definitely going to send you guys the links, you know, as to, we did take videos of the pulling the motor out. It wasn't too funny that night. My wife was doing all the video stuff, and my son and I were like, fuck. And then, of course, we looked at the videos a day later and couldn't stop laughing, you know. And you guys will check all that stuff out on my son's channel there. And again, he's doing the channel like I'm doing this one. We're not sponsored. We're not in it to make any money. We're just doing it for fun. People like it, they like it. If they don't, whatever, you know. But yeah, so there you go, guys. That's the Jaded Audiophile for tonight. There's other Jaded Audiophile episodes I'm thinking I'm gonna do. trying to tell vinyl diehards that digital is just as good if it's done right. Vinyl guys will say the same thing about the digital people, and again, that whole digital versus vinyl thing. I was on the vinyl side of all that, you know, back in the 80s, back in the 90s, you know. Even up in Canada, we had shitty LP pressings, but we'd always, I'd either smuggle my pressings over from the US side, you know, over the Niagara Falls border, or I'd order them through HMV in Toronto, and, you know, get like Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab stuff from the US, or English imports like Pink Floyd's Pulse 4 LP box set. I bought that in 1995 and actually had that delivered to the HMV in Ottawa in the Rideau Center. So anyways, yeah, I just went off on a tangent. Nothing new. So yeah, and that's going to be a topic for another video, because I want to try to keep these things short. I know this one's a little long in the tooth again. And again, if you guys got any comments, if you sometimes feel jaded like I do, you know, there's another one that I want to bring up, but not tonight again, about my Stax headphones. I'm using them in my home office. My old Sony receiver, the one that I did the video on that I hacked, I have actually got that set up in my office now, and it's networked into the main rig here and my music server. So, you know, topic for another video. Anyway, guys, if this video made any sense to any of you, please throw a few comments down below. If you think I'm full of shit, it's all good, man. If you think, hey, man, maybe he's got something there. You know, at the end of the day, I'm going to leave with what Andrew Robinson says. It's your system. You're the only one that has to be happy with it. And I know I fucked up that quote, but, you know, I got the idea from him, you know. Anyways, guys, have a good night, and we'll talk soon. And by the way, cheers, folks. Bye for now.